Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Tuesday, the 4th of April, 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the Reserve Bank left the official cash rate on hold at 3.6% today. The first time the bank's left rates on hold in a year, but they warned more hikes are likely. Financial markets welcomed the news, with the S&P ASX 200 jumping sharply after the 2:30pm announcement, having been lower earlier in the day. By the close, the ASX 200 was up 0.2% to 7,236 points. Plenty going on. The big banks were mixed, though Macquarie Group jumped more than 1%. BHP was off 2%, while Rio Tinto and Fortescue were both down 1%. The energy groups did well, with Santos up 3%. WiseTech Global was another strong performer. Story number 2, gold prices pushed above $2,000 an ounce today, the highest in more than 12 months. That helped the local gold miners, including Northern Star, Newcrest Mining and Gold Road. Oil prices held on to their gains of earlier in the week. Lithium prices continue to fall and are trading around $33,000 a tonne. That's about half the price since its peak in the middle of last year. It's an important commodity in Australia because we have so many lithium miners, and it's a metal heavily used in green energy and batteries. Hence, some of the worst performers on the ASX today were the lithium stocks. Story number 3, the Victorian government today lifted the public sector wages cap from 1.5% to 3% per annum. It's unlikely to appease unions, though, especially since the newly elected Minns government in New South Wales has promised to abolish that state's 3% cap. Unions in New South Wales are already pushing pay claims as high as 7%. Victoria, like most other states, faced challenging times with its net debt expected to top $100 billion when it's released at the May budget. Government departments in the state have been asked to make major cuts. Meanwhile, the New South Wales Premier today announced his cabinet of 22, which includes 11 women. Labor won 45 seats in the election 10 days ago and has gained the support of 3 independents to get its majority in the 93-seat House. Story number 4, Medicare is hemorrhaging up to $3 billion a year in waste, according to a government-commissioned review of the health system's integrity. The review warns it risks losing billions more to rorts in an overly complex and opaque bureaucracy that needs urgent reform, according to a report in the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age. The independent report by health economist Dr. Pradeep Philip has found Medicare is so poorly structured and loosely scrutinised that it no longer fits the purpose and has left the gate wide open to fraud. The former head of the Victorian Health Department says the 6,000 items on the Medicare benefit schedule are difficult to navigate. Only a small portion of 500 million transactions each year are scrutinised, and the growing corporate ownership of medical clinics has weakened the relationship between doctors and patients while limiting oversight of billing. And story number 5, Donald Trump is expected to hand himself into authorities early tomorrow morning, Australian time, for booking and a likely arraignment in court. While Trump supporters did turn up, particularly when he drove from Mar-a-Lago in Florida to his Boeing 757 with his name emblazoned on it this morning, there weren't huge crowds, especially in the very democratic New York City. The city boosted security for Trump's arrival. He's the first former president to face criminal charges, and he posted the words "witch hunt" in capitals on his social media network, Truth Social, ahead of leaving his Florida base. Mr. Trump is facing multiple charges of falsifying business records, including at least one felony offence, an indictment handed down by a Manhattan grand jury last week. The investigation is scrutinising 6-figure payments made to porn actor Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Karen McDougal. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 4th of April, 2023. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning with the Wednesday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.